Hello internet people. With the overwhelming success of the Infinite Baffle video, I decided to go on holiday with me missus and get engaged. So as it turns out, if you want your missus to marry you, smash the garage window. Subscribe for more relationship advice. But the whole time I've been away, there's been this niggling thing in the back of my mind that there's something I've left unfinished, something I've not yet done.
Rotary subs are flat to 1 Hz.
Could make a fan subwoofer.
A rotary sub can play those frequencies but way louder.
You need a rotary.
You slag!
You've got to do that with a rotary subwoofer.
If you want to get some brains working, you should make a rotary subwoofer.
I wonder how long before he discovers what a rotary subwoofer is.
Please build a rotary subwoofer.
Rotary sub.
You need a rotary.
You slag!
You
slag! Fine!
So the question is essentially, what the hell is a rotary sub? Well, you draw very badly a subwoofer here, and then you have an AC motor over here with a shaft that goes through the sub to a helicopter rotor that spins round blades, like woof, woof. Each of the blades has its own join to the cone of the sub. Because it's on a helicopter rotor, they pivot. So as the sub moves in and out, the blades pivot, which essentially means you have your cons, which is they can't play over 30 Hz, and generally they're pretty useless. But the pros is that they can play down to 1 Hz.
Now, as most of you may be aware, human hearing only goes down to 20 Hz. So the question you might be asking is, what in the sideways fuck is the point in playing something that only does below that? Well,
check this out.
For this build, you're going to want to order a helicopter rotor off AliExpress and then work out how to build a helicopter rotor off AliExpress. I ordered more of these as spares because I feel like I'm going to break them because they're tiny and I'm a cluster f***. Start by emptying out all of your drug bags and staring at the pieces, trying to work out what the hell it is you're supposed to do with them. Play with the shaft for a little while, poke it into the hole and then realise that's not where it goes and poke it into a different hole. Continue to poke the shaft into the various holes until you work out what feels right. Undo one of the world's tiniest screws that's Loctited in, immediately regret your decision, and realise that it was Loctited on because these things snap over the top, rather than having to be unscrewed and then screwed back in again. Should you feel some resistance, consider using a lubricant or engine oil. Once you've assembled the bottom part, place the shaft into the hole of the rotor, place the world's smallest screw into the hole, and swear profusely as you realise you've then got to put the world's smallest nut on it.
oh, for fuck's sake, this is fucking ridiculous. How the f am I supposed to do this? I've got fucking massive hands. This nut's fucking tiny, for fuck's sake.
Firmly grab the shaft and wiggle the head to ensure appropriate stiffness. This bit doesn't need a voiceover, you can use your imagination. And then use a tape measure to check you've still only got 10mm of achievable depth. Drill a hole through a perfectly good speaker, fold the dust cap in on itself, and then put your shaft into yet another hole.
In celebration of getting engaged, I am going to do a giveaway at 20,000 subscribers. And what I'm going to do is essentially I'm going to pick 5 people. I'm going to send you 20 English pounds each. And I want you to go out and have some food and celebrate or get a cheeky takeaway or whatever you want to do. As always, to be with a chance of winning, you've got to be subscribed to the channel. You've got to like the video and drop a comment down below because that's how I know you're interested and that you've watched this far into the video. It still blows my mind that I'm talking about doing a giveaway at 20,000 subscribers when it took me 10 years to get 1,000 subscribers. Maybe send me a picture. That's all I would ask in return. Send me a picture of you enjoying it. Let's get back to bodging shit together until it works. Now, I had a look online at what other people were using for the AC motors, and everyone seems to be using these big sort of chunky AC motors with a big shaft coming out of them. Now, when it comes to spending money where you don't have to, I'm not a big fan. But this is the Climactic CPF 50 digital fan, found on eBay for like 27 something pounds. AC motors cost a hell of a lot of money, and I don't really know why, for the purposes of something like this, you would bother spending all that money. Having taken it apart and realising it looks like a childish gun, and then once you've fought off the urge to spin it up to a high speed and stick something into it, what we then need to do is work out a way of joining this to this through this. I present to you a build montage. So now it comes time to work out how to attach the fan blade. If I put them too close together, they kind of touch and it doesn't really work tremendously well whatsoever. And as this is essentially going to be the cone that drives the piston of air, I'm figuring bigger is probably better. Now, whilst I don't have a stock of metal the correct size to fit an RC helicopter rotor, what I do have is paint rollers. And as famously spoken by the SpaceX engineers, that is close enough. It's not gone very well. What's essentially happening is where it's pinched at the end here, it's essentially trying to do this. Just twist it side to side, which would be great if it was strong enough. But what's happening is it's twisting like this as it's doing it, which essentially means that this end is always going to be half a cycle behind, and it's just going to cause wear and everything, which we don't really want. So that's failed. And to make things even better, this brand new garage window that I had put in after smashing it in the last video, I've just filled full of angle grinder pits because, you know, camera shots. So not only have I cut up my missus's paint roller for no particular reason, I've also destroyed another window. Like and subscribe. So now I have two options. Ultimately, I have to stop the flex that's happening because it's going to sound like crap. And I could theoretically create some kind of system to go, some bar to go up the middle of it to join into the helicopter rotor and blah, 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 which is, you know, one of the options that's potentially possible. Or I can get some thicker perspex and make my own blades. Because being the well-informed, well-rehearsed person that I am, I obviously didn't look at pictures of the blades of Rotary fans and just figured that they were normal fan blades with a slight twist and curve to them, but they're not. They're actually completely flat, so blessing in disguise. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, it's wibbling. It's wibbling a lot. Oh, it gets faster. It gets a lot faster. Full speed.
That's not okay. So this needs to be centered because you can see it's not quite round. But nothing's flying off.
Now, in the wise words of Gandhi, you're only a dickhead if you don't learn from your ups. And I think I've learned from my ups, and I'll show you how. Now, much like other speakers, a rotary sub won't work without a baffle. Yes, it's a fan and it pushes air, but it's not going to pulse the air because you're still going to have the cancellation coming around it. And now I need a baffle, and I can't smash a window again, so I've got to smash the door. Sick.
Can't believe it. I put feet on it and I've built a giraffe. The fan bogs down a bit because as the fan blades turn, obviously it's catching air, and air is quite heavy. But we can go to speed 3. It seems remarkably stable. So interestingly, it loads the 10 hertz, even just like this, not walled off at all. You can hear the pa 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 in the room, which is kind of mental. So let's put it in the door. Door won't shut. All right, we're in. We're on. Right, speed 1, test 1. Spinning. Adding in 10 hertz. Holy shit! The roof's bending. Now, where the idea of this is obviously to move as much air as you can. The faster the fan goes, the more air you're pushing. So I'm going to do 10 hertz again, but on speed 2. I'm a bit nervous, because if one of them flies off, I might be dead. Maybe don't try this at home. Right, 10 hertz now. Jesus Christ. This is a giant metal door. Speed 3 spinning up. It bogs down so hard at 16 hertz. The level of bog is insane. That might be why it pays you to spend more money on a bigger motor.
And everyone seems to be using these big sort of chunky AC motors with a big shaft coming out of them.
Oh my god. That's like 5 hertz. Everything is just going blah, 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 blah.
This thing is insane. I've been putting it off, but let's try. The truth, that's kind of utterly pointless. You just want to watch things move. It doesn't really do that. So, cool.
That is not good. Just a bit of maintenance. Paint it in glue and hope for the best.
Top tip, make sure the cone on your speaker is strong enough before you start a project like this. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why isn't all the little stuff rattling? Everything has a different resonant frequency. If you do a bass sweep in your house or in your car, then you'll hear that everything around you vibrates at a different frequency. The higher the frequencies go up, the more the smaller things start to rattle. So although I've got these small little drawers full of amplifier parts, which realistically should shake like that, they're not, because the frequencies are too low. And instead of wanting to mess around and go into all the little nooks and crannies like a little 50 hertz wavelength would do, the 5 hertz wavelength just wants to off out that door, because nature doesn't like differences in pressure. That's why the door flexes, and also why I've hung a bunch of napkins from my ceiling. Also because I'm a bit strange. Now there's a number of places that I've gone wrong with this. One, the blades need to be lighter. The sub is trying to pivot too much weight, which means that this one only plays between 4 and about 18 hertz, which is still great fun, but there's a lot more potential with lighter blades, maybe aluminium blades. The motor is shit, but as a proof of concept, yeah, it did what I wanted it to do. So, how angry can you really be? And lastly, the speaker cone was basically made out of linen, but overall it worked. And it works. As a proof of concept, it works. And also, the fan motor does overheat after a little while, but, you know, it's probably not supposed to be pushing quite this much weight. I'm not done with this project. I want to get a proper AC motor. I want to get a higher excursion speaker, and I want to do this properly. This is really giving me a bug to really want to push this kind of rotary nuts and see how much it can be tweaked and modified on a supreme budget to make it accessible to the masses. Not that anyone f***ing needs it, but I don't have a reason. Anyway, thank you once again for all of your support. Please do like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTubey bits that help the algorithm grow, because the more people that watch the video, the more ad revenue I get, the more I can do stupid projects and justify the fact that I probably now need to repair my garage roof. I've been Adam. You've been amazing. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, be good to each other. I'll see you next time.